Hey there, YouTube! We are writing Doom music. Let's give a listen to what we have so far, and then we'll continue. But welcome, and I hope you're having an awesome Sunday. Right, let's replay what we have so far. Hey, horseradish. Today seems to be one of those days. Apparently, I forgot to plug in my camera. It was almost about to turn off. Yes, hold on. Let me adjust this just a tad. Okay. Heavy. And yes, we did solve the mono issue. It was actually pretty easy to do. It was a setting that I needed to do in Windows itself to make sure that the input that it's getting from the mixer was actually stereo or not mono. Stupid thing that I missed, but now it should be fixed. Yes. You don't like it? This doesn't sound like Simon and Garfunkel, more like heavy-duty Doom soundtrack. Yeah, I don't think it's just not there. It's just not. There's not enough acoustic guitar. That's the issue. Anyway, yes, thank you. So I'm thinking we should do the ambiental parts. Okay. I'm thinking this Necrovol part. Doesn't really do the trick for me. Sounds like Baby's first attempt at trying to sound evil. So let's try and go, instead of going so over the top with it, let's try and do something that's more subdued, but also really freaky. Let's get that horror element in there, right? Somehow. Bass high. Did I leave the bass high channel like super loud afterwards? I think I did. Okay, let's bring that back to acceptable levels. Okay, so we're coming in from this, right? Okay, I need to shush the drums when this part comes in. That's definitely something that needs to happen because those cymbals sort of wishy-washying about don't really do the trick. Okay, that's step number one. Step number two would be, we know we want to get up to this riff, right? Right? But before we get into that, let's have a part where it's more subdued, where we can get that sort of horror element thing going on. So I'm thinking I need to have like an impact that sort of trails out. So let's check our sound effects samples and see what we can find. And import and audio file, and let's see what we can find. Right. Samples. I'm down with that. So where does it? Let me turn it down so it doesn't explode us. Let me find the impact of it. I think it should be here. Okay, we can leave it like that. And let's do some wacky processing to it, shall we? And how is your Sunday going so far, Supernab and Host Radish? How has your week been? Mine has been pretty chill, gotta say. I've been working on some stuff, but overall, been catching up on my Supernatural. We're at season 12, so not long to go. Dark Impact, right? Dark Impact 1. Might need 2. And I'd like to have that boom hit as well, but maybe not be so aggressive. Right, and let's have some effects, some weird effects. Let's see. Let's check out these glitch machines things. Let's see what they do. Okay. Distant shots. Spend time learn. Okay, and let's pitch it down like super low. Pitch shifter. Let me bring this mixer into the frame. Pretty good. Lots of music composing and sound designing. Nice. And oh, I'm sorry, Supernab, for those rejections, but yeah, that's just how it goes. But I hope it works out in the end. You know what? I can move the chat box to a much better position. Made you jump not good when model painting that first louder effect. Well, yes. Be careful. We're doing horror stuff, so it might be a tad. It might mess you up. And I'm thinking, wonder if I can sort of distort it a little bit. Maybe I can move it before the pitch shifter so that it sounds even weirder. Right, and this boom needs to be much more present, much longer. Okay, I'm down with that, and let's do another impact. Let's do another boom later on. No, not you and be there. Okay, and now let's try to find some synths and get some weird ass vibes going. So glitch 1. I also think that glitch 1 is a bit too quiet in this section now that I think about it. Turned it up a little bit. Yes, I know the Freak Show Industries ones, Supernamp. I have them as well. We'll check them out. We'll definitely use them on this song. They're amazing for sound design and just getting weird effects and stuff like that. Right, so let's get some tones going. Synthy time. Let's do synthy time. Instrument, and I'm actually thinking about checking out Prologue. And this is like a stock Cubase plugin, right? So I think I actually need another group for pad synths as well, because I might want to do them sort of separately. I'm pretty sure actually I will want to do them separately. Okay, and I've got synths, I've got lead synths. Let's bring in the pad synths as well. Come on, get up there. Lead synths and pad synths. Pad synths, and let's get our group up and going. Actually, you know what? Can I do this from the visibility? Make it be a bit easier. Oh, you can actually. Well, here's another trick that we both found out today, apparently, in Cubase. We can move groups, or we can't. No, we can't. We have to move them over here on the main view. Unfortunately, to sort of put them in the right order. Come on. Come on, get up there, get up there, get up there. It's been 13 minutes. So much fun. I know. Come on, come on, come on. It's been 13 minutes. We haven't written a thing. Come on. Let's do this. And as I said, this is going to be a bit of a shorter stream today. But we are still going to make the most of it. We're still going to make some cool stuff. So pad synths are going to be in this bluish color. Right, and bluish and pad synths, and okay, let's do this. So I'm thinking about using the Prologue, which is basically your sort of, this is a standard Cubase plugin. I've used it for years and years and years, and you can make pretty cool stuff, pretty cool sounding stuff with it. And this is gonna be like Ambient pad 1, okay. And let's go to the logical attribute. Let's go to synth pad, and let's just go through them and see what we can do. Let me turn on my keyboard. Okay. Let's turn it down a notch so that it doesn't wreck us. Right. Okay, I'm liking this. I can use this. Let's see if we can do some wacky stuff with it. So if I go over here and let's say we distort it in a very, very aggressive manner. So if I go to Destroyer, okay, and let's slap a guitar amp on it. Let's see what happens if I plug in ToneForge over here, and I take the clean channel, but I just gain it the heck up. Let's take the precision drive. Let's use the precision drive as well. Let's crank up that drive. You can get a good tone from it. How so? How so, SuperNav? I'm using it actually for this song as well. I've got two tones going. I've got the, this is the ToneForge Misha Mansour. And I'm also using the Slate THU as a Mesa amp. I like the sound of the ToneForge Misha Mansour, but it is a bit tricky. Make sure to check the other gain stages, because it's got quite a few. So if we are not this, if I am to look over here and I go to my ambient pad, if you turn the knob, you can see like a little number over here, and this is the gain staging, and there's like a lot of different flavors. Also, if you use a cab with it. If you use, I don't know, one of your cabs or something, I think it might do a lot better. It might fare quite a bit better. Okay, so what did I do? I turned off the cab because I didn't want it to sound like it's an actual because I didn't want it to sound like it's a guitar amp, right? I didn't want it to sound like it's a cabinet. And I used the reverb over here, which is basically an emulation of the Big Sky reverb pedal. And I turned the mix to 100, and now we've got this tone. Well, I mean, that could be the case. It could, I don't know. Yeah, because they're pretty hot as it is. Like, your pickups should be pretty hot. So maybe, like, try taking the gain down and maybe try to stick, like, a different cab on it and see how that fares. I think I like the amp because it's a pretty good emulation of I think of the sort of PV EVH 5150 or 5153 plus or whatever it is. So you can get like that sort of genty tone. Also, make sure to use the precision drive pedal in front of it, because that helps to tighten up the sound considerably. Okay, so we were using. Okay. Okay, so I very much like this to start out with, and there's one thing I would do though is I would clean up with a filter the high end a little bit. And I need to turn down the input and the output a little bit so that it's not giving me any digital clipping. I'm using this limiter to sort of make it pop out a bit more. Right, and we're gonna duplicate this. And we're gonna try to use a different sound in front of this whole setup, right? Let's check out the band sweep. And what if I move this an octave up? Let's see how that comes in. My god, that tail is ridiculous. I love it. Let's see how that sounds when it's coming in from what we have so far. I'm loving that. I'm loving that, I gotta say. And if we add in another element, let's see what we can put in front of this chain as well. It might be, let's see, do I have a guitar plugged? Shy Love, Tink Plink. Excuse me? What is this? What is this? Well, let's turn it up. Okay, I love that too. We're gonna duplicate it some more. And then we're gonna sort of render in place all of these sounds. We're actually going to export them. Okay. But I want a distorted lead or something. Bright lead. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh, oh my god, it's so fantastic. That is just awesome, I have to say it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to export with the tail of the reverb as well, just to make sure that we have all of the effects in tow. Then we're gonna stop all the sounds. We're gonna bypass everything. And then we're gonna use these as audio tracks, right? So audio mix down. We're going to go Ambiental pad 01. Okay, we're going to export it as a WAV file, right? And not as an MP3. and do it. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. There you go, buddy. Yeah, so I don't know. I know that the Tone Forge has been getting some mixed reception sometimes. So like the Misha Mansour Tone Forge, and sometimes it doesn't really fit. But in my case, it works great. It might be because I have passive pickups. But the pickups that I have are sort of they're made to sound like super aggressive and sort of clipping a little bit, right? So they are some of the most aggressive passive pickups I've ever heard in my life. It's nuts, right? Right. So that's one. I'm gonna do two. Export audio mix down. Ambiental pad 2. Export the thing. Why is it taking so long though? Come on. I think the thing I struggle most when it comes to these amp sims, for some reason, would be to get the right sort of saturation where it sounds like a real amp. I think that's the thing where I struggle the most, because it's a very hard balance for me to kind of get between having that saturation, so having a very very distorted sound, and also having the clarity of the notes that I'm playing happening. It might be my fingers, it might be my playing. So so yeah. Okay, export you. I didn't turn on the air conditioning, and I was wondering why I'm sweating so hard. Hold on. Hold on, just a sec. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Okay. Whoo! Whoo! It's pretty gosh darn hot today. Maybe because we're taking a trip down to hell to get these evil, evil tones. And they knew the name of the Doomslayer. Anyway. Come on! Do I need to get out and push the PC? Come on, export quicker. Yeesh. Yeesh. Okay, an Ambiental pad 4 export. Audio mix down. Okay. So, welcome to the wonderful world of audio production, where we sit and wait for stuff to export. It's not as bad as video production, though, I have to say. Video production is just the worst, especially if you're doing After Effects stuff. But audio production does like to take its sweet time as well. So, yeah. I mean, I could have run the project with these in there and not actually export them, but I'd like to have them just as samples so that I can manipulate them a bit more and make sure that they match, because I want to record like these sort of wavy bits. I kind of want to record them with guitar as well, and hopefully that'll work out. Hold on. Should have prepared the guitar in the meantime. Should have been professional. Okay. Are we actually tuned? I have no idea. Okay, hold on. Right, so I'm gonna turn off the effects for these synths. I'm gonna leave them muted, right? Hopefully they won't take up too much processing power since they are the Cubase stock plugins and I'm not using any effects on them. What guitar do I have, SuperNab? It's the Jackson Misha Mansour Signature Pro Series, the 7-string, and I'm tuned down to drop F. It's not the expensive model, it's the cheaper one. But it's a fantastic guitar, plays like a frickin' dream, let me tell you. Right, so I need to re-import these pads. Right, so I need to make these stereo tracks. Right, and let's re-import them. Sick. Freaking sick. Oh, you want a 7-string one day too? Man, 7-string is the way to go. Like when I started, since I started using 7 strings, there's really no going back for me. But I do play a lot in lower tunings because of that degent. And I love 7 strings because they allow me to have the versatility to play like super high leads as well, in case I need them, and ambiental stuff, which we will actually do right now. Let me just find the project folder, sound design stream main, ambientals 0 through 4. Get in different tracks. Okay. Okay, and now. Okay, so what I want to do first of all is I need to get these to start out like this more. So right? That way. Now they're more in time and they'll mesh together nicely. And what I can do to make this more interesting is I could overlap them a little bit. Might not be the best idea to do that big of an overlap, though. You were using... How were you using 7 strings on your 6-string SuperNav? I mean, when I had like 6-string... When I had 6 strings, like a 6-string guitar... Wait, why are you so weird over here? Hold on. Hold on. Did I not paste them on the grid? When I had a 6-string guitar, what I used to do in order to have the heavy, like to have, so I play like super aggressively. Like if you were to listen to just the DI, right? I play super aggressively on the guitar, and I would constantly break strings. So I kept moving to thicker and thicker strings. And in the end, I decided to use a 7-string set, take the lowest 3 strings, like the thickest 3 strings, and the highest 3 strings, and leave and just check out the middle one. And I used to do this while playing in drop C sharp. So yeah. You threw the high E away. Well, why isn't that a good idea exactly? Like, explain it to me. Why wouldn't you do that in the end? Like, who needs high strings when you've got low strings and you can 0-0 palm mute? Okay, in order to kind of make this work, I think I need to do the cuts in different places, right? So that they mask each other a little bit. There you go, buddy. There you go. Okay, and now we need to do... The guitar gets bent out of shape. Well, yeah, but I mean, if you adjust it properly, I think it can hold pretty thick strings. I mean, it depends. I think it depends on your scale length or something like that. Not the most technically minded guitarist out there, but I think it kind of depends on your scale length because, for example, since I have a pretty long scale length, I can get away with pretty thick strings. And, like, they'll hold properly. I think. Not sure. I need to get, like, another group going, and these are going to be group going, and you're going to go into the lead guitars group. But you're going to be a special group, because you're going to be the Ambiental guitars group, right? We're going to do some wacky stuff with you. Yes, we are. I'm going to send you to the lead guitar verb. To lead guitar verb, right? I think the lead guitar verb is turned off here. No, it is not. No, it is not. So that's good. So for the Ambiental guitars, I'm going to need a lot. You're going to go into the Ambiental guitars. You're going to be a mono input 2. And you're going to be 6 guitars, right? And I'll make you a folder separately as well, because I think that would help with our organization quite substantially. So, what is it that we're doing over here? Well, there's a little band called Architects, if you've ever heard of it. And Bring Me the Horizon do this as well. But the idea is that there's like a post-rock guitar sound, right? Which is basically this. You take your amp, right? Whatever it is. I think I'm going to go with... can I actually hear this? I'm probably going to have terrible luck. I like it. And so what they do, so I could engage the precision drive, I could not, it doesn't really matter at this point. Let me turn up that gate a little bit. I think so. Let me tune this real quick. Hold on. Let me go to my tuner on my input. Just a second. No worries, Horseradish. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you all for being here. This is awesome. I'm a bit under the weather, and I hope it doesn't show. Oh, damn. Okay. I left you in D sharp. Shouldn't have done that. Okay. Close enough. We should be able to do our jobs. I'll leave the tuner on actually because I kind of want to see it in the corner of my eye. Okay, so let's do the thing, right? So there's this post-rock lead tone, right? So you take your guitar amp, which I think this might not be super. I'm gonna need, make sure that, so my guitar itself is super duper scratchy, right? So, you guys are hearing the direct signal as well, but that's just gonna be life for now. So my guitar is super scratchy, so I'm gonna need like a pick that's a bit more flexible and doesn't create that scratchiness too much. And you take your guitar amp, you take your reverb pedal, which ideally should be an emulation of the Big Sky. You turn the mix up to 100, and bam. Yeah? And you can do chords and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's basically it. Now, for cabs, I'm not going to use the actual cab that's in here. I'm going to use the compressor a little bit. I'm going to use some harmonics and some compression just so that we have a more stable, yeah, tremolo on top. Wait, let me turn on the cab because this is going to sound terrible. Right? So all you do is you play tremolo picking note. You pick tremolo notes. You play tremolo picking notes. Whatever, you know what I mean. You do it with that Big Sky set to 100 basically, and you send that into a cab, and that's exactly what we're going to do over here. However, since we don't want to sort of kill our system, what we're going to do is we're going to have the cab over on our group track, right? So for our cab, I think we're going to use the fat boy over here. Who's a fat boy? And I think I'm going to use like a condenser mic and not a cardioid mic and not the SM57. Okay, well, let's record this. Yeah, it does have a tremolo effect. You could use like a tremolo pedal and you just play the note and it'll do it automatically, but I like to kind of pick it myself and as sloppily as possible because it just makes it even more wishy-washy and atmospheric, and I just love it. So here's our F, and this is the note that I was playing on the bendy part for the synth. So let me try and see if I can actually nail it and get it down here. Right? That's one. Now for my next trick, what we're going to do is we're going to copy, paste that over. Hopefully our system will be fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the same thing, but slightly different. So what I played there was I would bend it. I started from the F, bend it up to the F sharp, and then played the D sharp straight up, right? What I'm going to do now is I'm gonna just play the F, bend it up to the F sharp, then bend it down to the E. This will create dissonance, but it'll be fine because we're gonna reinforce the bass notes with the lower notes on the guitar. I'm not doing it properly because I need to start from the E. I have to start from the E and bend up to the F, then up to the F sharp, then down to the E, and then back to the F. Right? So we need to do it like that. That way the transition will be much smoother. So hear this out. And here's how that works. Like, let me show you how cool, how much dissonance you can get away with. And that sounds terrible. Like, you know that, right? It sounds absolutely awful. But here's how much dissonance you can get away with if you reinforce the basic notes. Now, I'll just play for shits and giggles. I'll just play the F, F sharp, D sharp, right? Which is basically the notes that we have so far. And then I'm gonna play I'm gonna play some more melodic intervals, right? I'm gonna go to the right, the C sharp, the D sharp, and the F. And I just realized having the tuner on screen might actually be super helpful if it weren't super obscured by my face, and I can leave it up here on screen for you guys so that you can see what notes I'm playing, and that'll be more informative, right? Because usually when I'm recording keyboards, you can see it as the MIDI notation, but now you can't really see what I'm doing with my hands, right? So anyway, so I'm going to try to do those two things right now, and we'll see, just out of curiosity, how much we can get away with. I won't record it. I'm just going to play it for you guys to kind of see what's there, and I'm going to turn off the click just so that you can hear it a bit more clearly, right? So let's see. Right? And it's not as jarring as you'd expect it to be, right? It's kind of okay-ish, really. And that's the cool thing about dissonance. You can do dissonance if you do it in one place and like reinforce the bass notes to be a lot clearer. You can get away with a lot of wacky stuff up top. I think these I'm gonna play as eighth notes. So let's see what that sounds like without the click and me whacking the guitar. I think I need to move these up just a tad because of the reverb. We like the guitars are starting a bit late versus the synths, and that's not what I want to happen, right? So I need to. And I'm just using a bit of compression to like tame it a little bit and not have any nasty peaks. And now I need to make these ambiental guitars sort of sit with the synths, right? In order to do that, I'm gonna need to like check out some of the high-end content, right? So I'm gonna use just a filter for not a Foreman filter, although a Foreman filter would be nice for some wacky stuff that we would maybe want to do. But for now. Right, and now we just need a hook, something that's interesting over here, because I think we have a pretty good, weird, dissonant, harmonic bass, right? But we just need like a lead, a hook, a melody, something to make this part pop. Anyway, I need to cut it here for YouTube. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much.